Welcome to Your Thoughts, Your Reality with Michael Cole, the podcast that shines a compassionate light on the journey of veterans battling through life's challenges. Michael is a dual elite certified neuroencoding specialist in coaching and keynote training presentations, dedicated to guiding military veterans as they navigate the intricate pathways of post-deployment life. Join him as we delve into the profound realm of neuroencoding science, empowering these brave individuals to conquer universal battles, procrastination, self-doubt, fear, and more. Together, let's uncover the strength within you to re-engage with families and society, forging a new path forward.
Hello, everybody. So we have one of the favorites here. We have our return guest, Carolyn Ozuna. Super excited to have you on here. So just to give you a little background, Carolyn is a gifted energy healer and transformational coach, celebrated for her unique ability to uncover and release pain, limiting beliefs, and emotional blocks. How powerful is that? And we're gonna dive into that, especially around the holidays. That's what today is all about. So she has trained with world-renowned experts like Joseph McClellan III, Dr. Jason Ozuna. Her life-changing work has supported countless individuals, including myself, in creating profound emotional and mental breakthroughs, leading to more fulfilling lives. And of course, she specializes in helping people embrace joy and healing, even during challenging times like the holidays. So Carolyn, if you will, why don't you just tell us a little bit more about yourself, but people have not seen you on the show or heard the podcast yet.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for doing this, Michael. You know, I feel like it's such, like, I don't know who's on, but I would say yes in the chat or say thank you in the chat to Michael, because I see how much you care about people and you just giving your heart and soul and producing these every week, because I know what it takes to do these things and to continue to do them. And so just I really feel your heart and soul in this podcast. And my goodness, I'm sure all your listeners are just so grateful to have it. And how many downloads did you just recently have?
Well, we had 25. We're just past 30. So
30,000?
30,000. Oh, yeah, 30,000.
30,000. Yeah, that's a kind of big deal. So I just wanted to celebrate Your Thoughts, Your Reality podcast really quick, because, I think getting over that, 25,000 views, 30,000 downloads, that kind of stuff, it's a huge milestone and mark. So congratulations to your work and to this podcast. And to everybody listening, the beauty of what I do is I help you become more present, and I help you become less reactive. I always say, don't be a reactive rock star, be a responsive rock star. And this is where we're not responding from our past, but we're responding from right now, right here. And if triggers do come up from the past, we get to heal them. And so what a holiday healing means to me is your ability not to take the energy that's being triggered up with inside of you personal. And so oftentimes we project and we see villains outside of ourselves. We can make our mom or dad, sister, brother, our spouses, the villain outside of us, especially veterans, because they might have, things that from the past that have not been resolved or filtered through because they've been through so much. But no matter if you're a veteran or not a veteran, we've all been through things in life. We've all had our challenges that we've had to overcome. And so I do believe that the ability to learn how to navigate this energy, we are all energy, and really remember, it's not just Michael, it's not just Susan, it's not just Carolyn. We are these vibrant souls who have been here to learn and grow. We're part of Earth School. So if you can stop taking the lessons and the challenges that are coming up in life so personal, a really incredible healing can take place in your life, whether it's with finances, whether it's with your relationships, whether it's with your mindset or your emotional mastery, whatever it is you're wanting to heal. I believe in miracles, and I believe that every person listening to this is a miracle, and I believe we're made to experience them. And our ability in how we see the world, it really does change everything. So my goal and my intention, so be it so it is with full faith, is that everybody listening to this podcast right now will experience a miracle after listening to this or during it.
Love it. Thank you. I always say this, and of course I'll say it at the end again, I'm sure if I remember, but time is the most precious resource we have. We don't get it back as human
That's
beings.
right.
And when you're here and you're listening and you have an amazing person like Carolyn or her husband, Jason, or, any of these people that really just put their life into helping and changing people's lives. It's just a beautiful thing. So, and just glad you guys are here and enjoy this. And Carolyn, thank you again for doing this.
Yeah,
So
of course.
with that said, before I get started, I always just start going into conversations. On the top right-hand corner of your screen, there's a blue QR code. Please scan that. It takes you to empowerperformancestrategies.com. Again, for people listening on the podcast forums later on, empowerperformancestrategies.com. All kinds of resources for veterans, some free ebooks that I've written, some Facebook groups to get involved and be part of the community. So just wanted to bring that up. Real quick, you ready to get going?
Oh, I'm ready. I tried to click the stream to your audience button, but it didn't work. That's okay.
No, it's too late.
Oh, it's too late. I only got one shot. All right, that's okay. I'll share it out when we're done.
You got to do it before, So what inspired you to really get involved? I know your story, what inspired you to get involved in the work that you do now?
Yeah, great.
It's so life-changing for so many people, and it's amazing, again, the beautiful things you guys do. But what started it? What was that leverage that said, you know what, enough?
Yeah, I think, I think the greatest leverage for everyone, if you ask anyone what creates the most change in someone's life, it's pain. And now I believe that you don't need to have that outside pain to create that change in your life, because I believe you can transform your consciousness as a matter of will and not wait till God or source turns up the heat on you outside. But for me, it was God turning up the heat. And my husband left me and my 7-year-old, and I remember I had to move into my sister's basement, and I just felt like a failure as a person, failure as a mother. I had $36 in the bank, and I watched my 7-year-old sleep on the couch. This was 10 years ago, and I was like, my story cannot end this way. Like, there's just no way. And I just said, from this unbelievable pain, this hole I felt in my chest, was Spark Your Rockstar born. And what Spark Your Rockstar meant to me was a rock star is anyone with a dream or a vision who decides to make it a reality no matter what. And so in that moment, I felt like I became a rock star, and I wanted to help other people access this energy. And so I started my healing community. And from that, it just took off. I just started doing videos, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't like overnight I became a multimillionaire. It took years of posting. In fact, I want to share this with your audience because I think it's so very important. So to answer your question first, pain was the main thing that inspired me to start this, going through like a divorce. But you don't have to wait until the pain gets great enough to change. Let me say this, and let you hear this, and really feel this. You can change now. You do not have to wait until you're 50 pounds overweight or 100 pounds overweight to get the weight off, to start working out, to move your body. You don't have to wait to start eating healthy until you get the cancer or get this or get that. Stop eating so much sugar, right? It's like, so you don't have to wait until that signal. You can start to transform yourself now, right now. And that's the beauty of what this is. But let me share about the consistency, because over the past 10 years, I have been able to create a multi-million-dollar business. I married my soulmate. I've lived and experienced, 6 or 7 dream homes, and, have the dream car, have the dream job. My dreams have come true. And, and now I have new dreams that are being birthed and born, and that I get to create and experience. But truly everything I wrote down 10 years ago has actually happened. So so I share that because the consistency, I think if you were to ask me, Carolyn, what is the one thing you think is most important in someone making their dreams come true or someone healing? It's consistency. And I share this because I feel like veterans have a story to show. Everyone, not just veterans, everyone has a story to tell. And everybody's experiences has gifts and wisdom in it. And I was thinking about this earlier. There was a woman back in 2021, and she owned this makeup company, worth $0, started posting videos. No one was watching it. And then 3 years, 3 years of posting every single day, a video every single day that was barely getting any views. I'm talking 30 to 60 views, not many views at all. She posted every single day. And then this year, just about a month ago, her one video went viral.
Awesome.
And now she's worth $5 million. But can you imagine, listen now, can you imagine if she stopped posting videos the day before that video went viral? I guess it doesn't work. Imagine posting a video 3 years every day and people being told it's not working. Look, you're not getting that many views. All you need is one, just one, man. And so I get really excited. Right? Goosebumps.
Oh yeah.
So it's consistency, and it's especially when we feel like giving up right before the miracle is going to happen. In your emotional mastery, in your financial mastery, in your relationships. Don't give up before the miracle happens. And I love the Think and Grow Rich saying, which is don't give up 2 feet before gold, because you're just about to reach it.
Yeah. And you hear about it, right? This like, how many people just magically are overnight success? It's very rare in the world. And you look at Colonel Sanders, right? I mean, trying to sell his chicken recipe. I mean, Tony Robbins talks about it all the time. I mean, it's such an amazing story. And it's the same with this person you're just talking about. And you hear it over and over and over as like, man, I was going to give up. Man, I was going to give up, but I just took one more action and then boom. So you don't lose, you don't fail unless you quit, right? That's literally the moral of the story. And thank you so much for bringing that up. Because everybody needs to hear that. Because how many days do you get up and say, I'm just going to sleep in? Well, get your ass up, take an action, steer your ship 2 degrees to the right or the left, you choose, and make your dreams happen.
Absolutely. And I agree with what you said. And I think it's a balance, right? Because I think making it happen and also balancing rest and receiving is incredibly important. So I love what you're saying. Take that action. In fact, I think that's probably most important, is to take the action. But I also love the contraction phase, the rest and receive. Okay. Because sometimes being is more important than doing. So valuing, right before healing happens, when people start working on their trauma, and this is great for veterans, this is great for anybody really, who has any wounds, and we all have triggers and judgments and wounds, but right before you're about to have a big expansion, the contraction comes first. And they've watched the brain, they've done all these scientific studies, and you actually feel worse before you feel better. But most people stop because they say, oh my God, I feel worse. I should not be feeling like this. This shouldn't be happening. But actually, it should be, it's like, you're in the contraction, you're in the cocoon, right? You're being cultivated. And so sometimes the extra rest that you take is where you're like, you know what, maybe I don't have to like be in doing all the time. Maybe I can just like see this healing take place. Maybe I can let this healing take place, because we are our most powerful creators. And we are creating our reality through our feelings, our thoughts, and our emotions. So it's our state of being. And so every day when we wake up, you got to see it working. You have to see it how you like it to be instead of the way it is. When I was living in my sister's basement, I'll never forget this. I called Joseph McClendon because he would tell me to create this statement. And he would say the statement. So I said, I, Carolyn Ozuna, I'm like the top healer and coach in the world. I'm teaching this all over the world and I love it. And I'm making millions of dollars and I'm helping millions of people. And I would say it over and over again. I remember calling Joseph and I was like, Joseph, I feel like a damn liar. I was like, I'm living in I had to borrow money from my sister for groceries, 10 years ago. And I was like, how am I not being a fraud? How is this truth? And he said, Carolyn, it's not you saying this. This is your future version of you. So you're not lying. You're just tuning into the future version of you that already has it. And that changed everything for me. It really did, because it changed the way I said, oh, this is truth. This is truth for my future. And then what happened is I had childlike faith that it was going to happen. This or something better. I just felt that, like I felt this or something better. So if we all knew how powerful our attention is and what we give attention to is, we would probably never think a negative thought again. Or if we did, If we did, it would be very quick. 90 seconds. That's all it should take of processing an emotion. But people get stuck because they haven't learned emotional intelligence and how to feel. Just validate it. Oh, okay. You feel sad. You feel frustrated. Okay. Just at times I feel so frustrated. And I just get to drop into that and feel it for 90 seconds. But most people don't actually know how to do that. So they get
Right.
stuck and they judge that feeling. They judge the frustration that could be the fuel to their flame, that could be the fuel to their success. And so you have to look at your emotions like the most delicious desserts from God being served up from you, as long as you don't drown in them. I see too many people drowning in their emotions. And that's where, and I see too many people believing every thought that comes in.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, right? The
Yes.
big, you want to have some freedom right now? This is this changed my life forever when I realized I am not my thoughts. And the biggest mistake you can make, and they talk about this in psychology, is believing every thought that you think. You have to play the is this thought true? And I know I said I was going to tell you this, but I love these 4 questions. They've radically changed my life. And that is this thought true? Is this thought true? Can I be 100% sure that this thought is true? And how do I behave when I think this thought is true?
Mm,
Who would I be without this thought?
yeah.
Oh, well, I'd be free without this judgment. If I have a judgment that my mom is mean or she doesn't love me, which is so not true, but if I had that belief, I'm going to show up differently with my mom. If I believe that Michael Cole really has his heart into this and that he genuinely loves helping people, I'm going to treat you differently than if I think that you're just out to get something, right? So your energy around, it's just very important in terms of what you're creating and the energy field around you.
Absolutely. And I love that you bring this up. First of all, I want to go back 8 steps here because we're moving quick.
I know. I'm sorry. I moved fast.
No,
I'm gonna share this stream out. So ask your question. I just want you to know I'm sharing the stream out from your page.
fantastic. First of all, absolutely, Carolyn, everything you said about taking that rest when you need it, listen to your body, take that rest. Because if you're showing up for everybody else and not yourself, it's going to be a problem down the road. Just
Yeah,
don't take that rest for 47 days straight.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's kind of take what you just talked about, and I'm going to keep talking randomly until you're done streaming.
No, I'm done. Go ahead. Ask away.
I'm totally playing with you, Carolyn. Um, so, we haven't really gotten into the holidays yet. So let's kind of get into that with this. So, you have these beliefs, and I agree 2,000,000%. All of these beliefs that we have in our brain, it's our brain. Let's just say thoughts. I'm not going to go with beliefs. Our thoughts that we have in our brain our brain's trying to protect us, right? They're trying to protect us. Are they real? Yeah. How often are they real? Eh, not as often as our mind is trying to protect us and saying, "Hey, watch out! Hey, this is negative. Hey, look at this. Hey, protect yourself." Right. So let's get into the holidays. For veterans, of course, first responders, holidays are, usually a trigger. It's usually, they're missing their buddies in the military. There's a lot of different, thoughts in there. Um, let's talk about just the general human condition, if you will. So it's the holidays, and you're going, oh man, it's Christmas. I'm going to see that aunt or that brother who just thinks I'm an ass, or whatever the case may be. Let's talk about that and how do we change those thought processes from the negative thoughts and the things that, like you're saying, and I again agree 100%. Is
Yeah.
it real? Is this 100% real? Do I know this is real?
Right.
How do we change that? And where do we get into I call it anticipated excitement
Mm-hmm.
instead of anxiety, because it feels the same in your body. So how do you get and change that? Give us some thoughts there.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely give you a lot of thoughts there. First of all, it's a practice. And one of the, hi, Sin, hi, beautiful. Oh, I see the comments coming up. Yes, you don't have to believe every little thought. Yes, absolutely. So I truly believe that practice is the most important piece to this, to rewiring your thoughts. I want you to imagine it's almost like we go down a certain path every day. and you wake up, you brush your teeth, what, how does someone create, every day I work out, every single day I work out. I book my workout the night before for the next day. I brush my teeth, I get up, I get my butt to the workout, then I sauna, and then I cold plunge. It is my daily routine. And I meditate in the sauna, and I love it. So I have this routine that I follow, but this is just like a ritual. I don't even have to think. Working out for me is as easy as brushing my teeth because I do it every single day. But it has to be a practice. So what I see most people do is they go to the gym once. Are you going to have the perfect body if you go to the gym once? No. Are you going to if only, right? Are you going to have the perfect body if you eat one healthy meal? No. But everyone remember this. The compound effect is real. And what the compound effect is, it's by Darren Hardy. And basically what it means is if you keep doing a good thing over and over and over and over and over again, you get the compound effect. You get momentum. So you think if you go to the gym 20 times and you eat 20 healthy meals, you think you'll start to see the results?
You'll start to, absolutely.
You will start to see the results. Absolutely. 30 workouts. Yeah.
Even more so.
Even more. So it's the same with your thoughts. You are literally rewiring your thoughts. People don't understand this. The biggest addiction isn't sugar. It's not drugs. It's negative thinking. The biggest addiction on the planet right now is negative thinking. And so if you can understand, okay, I'm addicted to these thoughts that I'm thinking because somehow they make me feel safe. Me thinking about, judgment on ourselves or others, or when we beat ourselves up or are hard on ourselves or hard on others, is just a protection cloak from feeling.
Yep.
If you're not afraid to feel, you're free. And so our ability then to just start practicing, okay, instead of judging my mom or judging my brother or judging my sister-in-law, what are they bringing up in me? What is this really about? What does this mean? So if I let's just say I judge my sister-in-law, I would say, okay, I feel like she doesn't love me, but why do I feel like that? Where is the evidence that she doesn't love me? Oh, well, she judged me that one time, or she said this one time to me. It's like, I do not have enough evidence, but also, why would it matter to me? Then I'm taking her behavior personally. So everyone remember this. Do not take another person's behavior personally. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you.
Amen.
Only if you take it personal is there healing. How do I know that I've healed something? When Jason is, not that this happens often, but if we get into a fight and he is mad at me or something like that, and I don't take it personally, and I say, hey, you seem upset. What's going on? And that's a negotiation tactic. When you call someone out, you seem upset. And they're like, wait, I'm not really upset. Is my voice? Oh, okay. I can see my energy. Clearly we've triggered there's a wound here. Right. And if I don't take but if I start taking it personally, hey, don't make me wrong. Don't blame me. I got ammo. So now he's got someone to fight with. But if I lay my armor, this is a new definition of surrender. If I lay my armor down, especially for veterans who are used to fighting, lay your armor down and just surrender. And I promise you, the attack won't keep coming. You raise the white flag, say, hey, I love you. What's really going on here? I'm here to listen. Tell me, what are you feeling? Did I make you feel unseen? I'm so sorry. Did I make you feel disrespected? Oh, that was not my intention. Please forgive me. When someone feels validated, I can promise you they'll stop coming after you. The most powerful thing you can say to someone you disagree with, thank you for that perspective. I've never looked at it like that. They will instantly stop trying, because now you understand their world. Now they feel seen and understood. Thank you for that perspective. I've never looked at it like that. Is not agreeing with them. It's validating them. And that becomes a superpower. So also one of the things is being alone on the holiday. Absolutely, Susan. Being alone on the holiday. I have a few of my clients that sometimes are alone on the holiday and they don't have the family. And so I recommend, if you're alone on the holiday, go out to a church and give. I can think of 10 churches just in my area alone that you can go volunteer in and hand out food to the homeless, or you can go talk to people. Like, give the gift of your heart and soul to other people who feel alone. And I promise your heart will grow. It will get bigger. Don't sit in isolation. Isolation is actually used as a torture method. And many of us are doing it to ourselves. Get out of the house, go for a walk, get around other people. Isolation is deadly because, the biggest monsters are not outside of us. They lie in between our ears, behind our eyes is where the big monster lies.
Yeah.
And we get to tame that. We get to say, okay, don't let those doubts creep in. Okay, am I feeling this way? All right, I need to get around other people. I need to share my gifts. There's something here, And so, yeah.
Yeah, kill the monster when it's small. As soon as you start realizing, kill the monster, right?
Exactly.
And then celebrate it. Celebrate you're catching yourself. So let's jump into neuroencoding just for a second. So celebrate, hey, I caught myself.
Yeah.
Celebrate, pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Do the double celebration, shake your ass, turn on some music, celebrate it. So all those good hormones and things are released from your brain. Because here's what happens, everybody, and you've heard me say it before. The second you do that, what happens? Your brain's saying, "Woo, what happened? I want more of that." And your brain starts looking for that instead of negativity.
Yes.
So
Yes.
celebrate again. Joseph McClellan III, we got to say it, right?
Yeah.
Give it some altitude, shake your butt. It just changes the game. It totally changes the game. And like you said before, you don't go to the gym and come out one time looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Keep working that. Keep using that exercise because it builds and builds and builds. So show yourself some love. That's absolutely fantastic. So, how do I say this? Well, I'm just going to say it because whatever. So we own the place. So when you're going in to let's go with Christmas now because Christmas is the next holiday coming up, and you're feeling that little bit of stress, right? And you don't even know why it's there, and I know lean into it, right? Why am I feeling this? Just like you've taught us. So if you're not really realizing until you're in it, all of a sudden, oh damn, I'm here. And it's that person that triggers me. What do you suggest? Lean into it, but is there any other tips or suggestions? We got about 3 minutes left to help yourself realize you're going there, if you will. Because a lot of times we spin and then all of a sudden we're 5 minutes in and then we're going, oh, I'm in a bad mood. Give us some thoughts there.
Your mind deletes and it destroys, like it doesn't always show what's accurate. So they did this study and forgive me, I can't remember what effect it's called, but it's where if you put on the screen receipt and you say it, you'll see receipt. If you put on the screen, my challenges. So it's like whatever you're perceiving, your brain will start to process. So if I know, hey, my brain may not always see things the way they actually are. It's
Right.
being filtered through my wounds and illusions, my fears. So if this very thing, my thought, I cannot believe every thought that comes in. And this is a belief that I have leaned on and it's helped me so much, which is only the loving thoughts are true. Everything else is an illusion. Only the loving thoughts are true. Everything else is an illusion. So when you're in front of somebody and they're triggering you, or when you're in front of somebody and you start feeling that sensation of like, oh, I don't like the way this feels, or, oh, I don't feel like I can be myself. The biggest gift you can give to another human being it can't be bought, packaged, or borrowed. The biggest gift you can give to another human being is the gift of allowing them to be themselves. So if I go in there like, oh, my sister should really listen to me, I could help change your life, that's different than just, hey, how you doing? Like, and if she's like, oh, I'm feeling really bad, or, oh, I feel down. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have to meet her at that low level, but I can see and understand. So I think more compassion is what's needed in this world. So if there's one thing that I would give to your clients is those 4 questions. Whenever the thoughts come up, is this true? Can I be 100% sure that this is true? I really want to leave you guys with this tool because I use it all the time. Can I be 100% sure this is true? Who am I when I believe this thought that my sister-in-law doesn't love me, or this person how do I act? Who would I be without this thought? I would be so loving. And even if they don't love me, it has nothing to do with me. It just has to do with what I trigger in them. Many of us don't realize, like before you go around your family, if I were to give anybody a gift, it would be like visualize a beautiful healing red rose in front of you. Just close your eyes, because a red rose is a symbol of universal protection and love. Because some of us are in such a high vibration, or might be in a high vibration. When you go around others, you automatically start to clear and heal them, which brings up all their anger, all their judgments, all their stuff. Master Stephen Coe would call that shielding. You got to shield yourself before you go into holiday healing or go into those type of things. You have to shield yourself. So I just imagine a beautiful rose in front of me, so everyone gets all of my gifts, none of my wounds, and I imagine a beautiful golden light all around me before I go in there.
Absolutely love that. I truly do. So of course we're past time. Again, all right, we own the place. So first of all, Carolyn, how do people reach out to you, my friend?
Oh, you're so sweet. They can actually, the best way to reach out is just to Facebook message me. That's where I communicate with all of my clients. So if you Facebook message me, I'll send you the links. And I actually have a call this Sunday with Joseph McClendon that I'm opening up. So if they want to join me there, you can share the link with them. Michael, that would be great. It's free. And it's an online Zoom call where Joseph and I are just going to be rocking and rolling for about 2 hours straight. So
just 2 hours? I only had them for like 50 minutes. That's fantastic. And of course, if you can, I know you've already given us so many tips. Are there 3 small tips you can give, get veterans further and their families further faster?
Absolutely. Number one is just don't take anything personally. That's like, I know I've said that and I keep drilling it into you guys, but I think that's so important. As soon as you start to take something personally, don't get upset. It just means there's something that you need to heal. There's something there that is for you. So number 2, whenever triggers or judgments come up, I love what you said, and I honor this too. And Joseph McClendon always says, if repetition is the father of all skill, then praise is the mother. Okay. And so when a trigger or trauma comes up, instead of like, oh, great, just one more thing I have to work on, and beating yourself up, because that's what a lot of people do. So many people are so hard on themselves. They don't give themselves enough credit. So I imagine it like me greeting the door of just a version of myself that doesn't feel loved, and she gets to be loved. So hold that little boy, hold that little girl when they come up. That's just your wounded inner child. Every single person has them. And that's why you see in relationships, you see people slamming doors, storming out, yelling. That's toddler-like behavior. That is not a mature adult behavior. That is toddler-like behavior. And so we're literally 4 or 5-year-olds in these adult bodies, trying to be heard, seen, and loved. Every single person, every action that you see taken is love, or either a call for love. Even the most violent of crimes, I believe, is a call. They just do not have enough love. Okay. And it's a call for love in some way. And so, I do believe more judgment, more hate. I don't believe that helps the world. I believe more love, more compassion, and more understanding is what's going to be the thing that heals the world. And then number 3, so number 1, don't take anything personal. Number 2, greet the energy that needs to be healed with love and celebration, because that's really important. And then number 3, this is, I'm gonna bring in what we were talking about in the beginning: consistency. My dear friends, as I was talking about in the beginning, don't give up before the miracle happens. It's incredibly important not to give up before that miracle happens. So take, if it's not working, remember that girl I told you about, 3 years posting every single day. And finally, one of her videos went viral and her business exploded. She's got a net worth of $5 million now, just from one video. So no matter what it is that, when you give in your marriage every day, you bring them coffee, you love them, you hug them, you tell them I love you. It's not like your wife, Susan, Michael, will never say, oh, Michael, you know what? You've met your quota of love. I don't need any love for you. No, what's she going to do? She's going to wake up, hug me, love me. I love you, and you get to pour into her and she gets to pour into you. And so I just think every day as we wake up, we get a blank slate. Do not let the past define your present or your future. You can create a new reality with your thoughts. It truly is possible. You can create a new reality anytime you choose. You are in control. You get to set the destination, and the destination is through your attention.
I love you say that, because it's weird. You mean your thoughts are your reality?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said it. I said it just for that.
Of course, of course. Carolyn, thank you so much. You're such a gift to this world. You're such a light in our lives, I know. So again, always thank you for being here. Such an honor, such a pleasure, truly.
Thank you so much, Michael, for having me on. It's so wonderful to be here, and you and your audience are just such powerful souls. And I wish everyone just abundance and success and a lot of fulfillment and love.
Love it. Amen. Thank you, my friend.
Yes,
and on that note, everybody, we're out of here.
Thank you for joining us on another insightful journey of Your Thoughts, Your Reality podcast with your host, Michael Cole. We hope the conversation sparked some thoughts that resonate with you. To dive deeper into empowering your thoughts and enhancing your reality, visit empowerperformancestrategies.com. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality, so make them count. Until next time, stay inspired and keep creating the reality you desire. Catch you on the next episode.